President and CEO of Make-A-Wish America. And over the past year, we spent each day at Make-A-Wish preparing for the moment when every possible wish could safely move forward. We've approached this responsibility with a focus and diligence for your family's health and safety. Now, we've consulted with doctors and medical professionals throughout the National Medical Advisory Council, and we've been monitoring public health organizations like the CDC and the American Academy of Pediatrics. And based on their collective guidance, today we're making a big step forward in delivering hope to you, our Wish kids, and our Wish families. I'm excited to share that Make-A-Wish will resume granting air travel wishes within the United States and its territories, as well as granting wishes involving large gatherings for vaccinated Wish families as soon as September 15th of 2021. All Wish participants, including your Wish kid and any siblings, will need to be 2 weeks past completion of either a 1-dose or a 2-dose vaccine. While we won't ask for proof of vaccination, we'll ask for any adult participant to sign a letter of understanding that certifies that they and any minors participating in the Wish are vaccinated and understand the risks of traveling at this time.
Shalom, Ka'ala Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Ruach Kodash. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect, who are the house of David, reborn again in this generation. And shalom to the 1/3 Yasharallah, who today are known as the Negros, Latinos, and Native Indians, who before losing their true heritage were known as and still are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Holy Bible. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the Make-A-Wish Foundation and how they are only one of the first of many corporations that will soon restrict services to those who do not follow the New World Order agenda. Okay, now, but before we get into that, let's go ahead and read this scripture. This is Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? And what is this scripture talking about? Well, it's talking about these Edomites that are in power today. Now, when I say the Edomites, I'm referring to what we would refer to today as the Caucasian race. Right? And this covers the Americans, the French, the Britons, the New Britons, the Australians, the Swedish, and the Russians, and the Canadians, and basically anywhere that the Caucasian race are, right? Those are actual Edomites, right? And just like there's no country called Edom, there's no land where they all dwell at, because they've all scattered and mixed around the world, just as us Israelites, us Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, we're scattered all over the world, right? And well, these people, these Edomites that are in power, they themselves are the devil that is referred to here, right? The devil is come down unto you, right? And what does that mean? That means that the Lord has placed on the earth with the children of Israel, right? The Negro, Latino, Native Indians, and also the other 16 nations upon the world, the children of men, right? He has placed the spawns of Satan, right? The seed of Satan, the seeds of the wicked one, which were these Caucasian race. He has placed them on earth here, right? And why has he done that? Well, he is using these people, this nation of people, as his whipping stick. Okay, it tells you in the Bible that they are the Lord's, his sword. We can get that in this scripture. This is Psalm 17:13. That proves that. Arise, O Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Right? And who are the wicked? The wicked are these Edomites. Right? Now, again, you got to understand that I'm not talking about every Edomite. Right? Now, even though every Edomite or every Caucasian is an Edomite, not every Caucasian are the elites. Okay, so just as you have the very top of society, you have the very bottom of the society, or race, I should say, right? Well, your average day Edomite, right? The ones you work with, you may even have some who are acquaintances or friends, right? They don't know what the heck's going on, man. They're going along with the world Babylonian agenda. They're thinking we're all one, thinking that we're all one people, right? And that that they're your brother from a different mother type bullshit, right? Well, they don't know what the fuck's going on, right? Though inside, more likely, as we see in all these videos that always come out, where you have an Edomite that gets pushed too far, what happens? Well, they show their devil horns, man. They go off, they start, cussing, bringing out all these slanderous terms, and the N words and the S words start going out. You start seeing really the hatred that is within these people. Now, that being said, these Edomites, these people who are running the world, right, the elitists of these groups, they have their hands in all the world organizations around the world. And those organizations which they do not have their hands within, those organizations deal with industries and banks and corporations that are handled by the elites, right? And because so, they themselves are controlled. And what happens when that happens? Well, as you just seen, right? The Make-A-Wish Foundation is now been coerced and decided, either through their own judgment or through an outside entity pushing it upon them, that they will now, like it tells you here in the article title, Make-A-Wish Foundation says it won't help terminally ill kids unless their entire family is vaccinated. Right? And why are they doing that? Well, again, the elitists at the top of this, nation of Edom, they have an agenda to push. That agenda is to defile and destroy the human race, right? Namely, us Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, right? They want to get this agenda done because they have a plan. They have a plan of ultimately wiping out the majority of the population, and they've admitted it on their own. I guess you call it a relic, right? There's a stone known as the Georgia Guidestone, right? I know it may sound outlandish, but when you do the research, you actually see that there's these monolithic, cement or stonework, right? These huge monolithic stones that were placed, and this isn't something that was just done on a weekend. This is something that required an immense amount of money and immense amount of labor and skill to perform. Hence, when you go back, it was all done by the Rosicrucians, who were ultimately, it's occultic, the occultic arm of the world elitist, right? They've declared out because what they're going to do, and one of the very first agenda is to maintain humanity at 500 million. Now that means for these devils to accomplish their goal, they have to kill off 7.5 billion people on the earth. Now, how are they doing it? Well, you're living through it, man. You're seeing how they're doing it, right? They're doing it things like this.
Make an appointment. It was easy, she said. 13-year-old Joshua says one of the best parts of getting a shot at Mickey D's? Lunch on the house.
It was convenient. You get free food. I got a combo meal.
Ayana Love and her mom had already planned to go out to lunch.
Thank you. Enjoy.
So this was one meal deal they couldn't pass up.
When we drove in and saw them, we were like, yay, she can get her vaccine today. I'm loving it.
In Solano County, Jody Hernandez, NBC Bay Area News.
All right, so they're bribing people with free McDonald's, which, by the way, man, if you're going to McDonald's, man, that just shows that your life isn't the top of your priorities, right? And not only that, but like I said earlier, their main goal is to reach out and give the Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians these jobs, because again, they understand, or at least the elites at the very top, they understand who we are, right? And they make it very clear. This is why their agenda to get the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians jabbed up, saying that we must go first and everything, it is continually being brought up how where eventually it's going to be where we are the problem because we're not getting jabbed, right?
much faster, much easier, and it's going to ramp up production. We'll make it available. We're doing it in this site faster and better than any place in the nation. But we need people to come forward. And we need the black population to come forward. And we need the Hispanic community to come forward. They have to go first. We can't put the needle in your arm if you don't bring your arm forward. And that,
And you see, there you go. And that ultimately is the crux of this agenda, man, is to force everybody, you know, to get this. Right now, they're not technically forcing everybody, but hey, if you want your terminally ill kid to have his last wish fulfilled upon earth before he gets taken up to the Most High, well, you better get jabbed up, man, if you want your kid to get that wish, right? Well, let's go and read this article and let's find out a little bit more about what these devils are doing, right? It says, the Make-A-Wish Foundation says it won't help terminally ill children unless the child and their entire family has taken the C19 jab, prompting actor Rob Schneider to end his relationship with the charity. And that's good, man. See, Rob Schneider, he's a funny comedian, man. That came out in, what is it, Deuce Bigelow or stuff like that. But, you know, another bunch of other comedies and stuff like that. And he's actually very anti-jab, man. Right? And more likely, that guy's a Jake, right? But ultimately, you know, that's a whole other story. But you see, people, you know, like it or not, even though they stand up to these corporations, Bible prophecy will be fulfilled, and these devils eventually will tighten up the screws so much, that you know, Revelations 13 and 16 are going to play out, man, where it says that no man that doesn't have the mark will not be able to buy or sell, save that he had the mark, right? And ultimately, what we're seeing right now is just the very beginning parts of this. Eventually, they're going to come out and say that they're going to need a way to verify that you've gotten this jab, right? You know, they're gonna say that too many people have lied about it and everything. That they're going to eventually, you know, bring forth the solution that not only is it going to verify your jab status, but it's also going to provide you with money, the new money that they're going to bring out once they also collapse the dollar, which again, that's another thing that these devils are doing. Again, another thing to show you how much they're rushing all this stuff going through. This jab is also going to eventually give you rights to free hospital, free healthcare, more likely free schooling, and more likely free food, right? That everything is going to be on your chip, right? And the thing is, if you don't have the chip, you will not be able to participate in the society. So like I said, again, even though Make-A-Wish Foundation is one of the first companies to do this, they are only the first, right? We will start seeing more of these companies, right? Just like we've seen Mickey D's freaking giving out these jabs for free food. Pretty soon you're not even going to be able to go into a Mickey D's or order at a Mickey D's without getting that jab. But let's continue. Yes, really, Make-A-Wish president and CEO Richard Davis made the announcement in a video released last week stating all Wish participants, including your Wish kid and any siblings, will need to be 2 weeks past completion of either a 1-dose or 2-dose jab. This is literally a new low for humanity, remarked a Twitter user who posted the video. Terminally ill children will not be granted a wish from the Make-A-Wish Foundation unless, you guessed it, they're fully jabbed. A 2-tier form of discrimination which treats the unvaccinated as second-class citizens is already underway in the form of jab passports. But to deny critically ill children support because they haven't taken the jab is particularly cruel. And this is just a video again of this Edomite devil. It says, for one, many of the sick children may have medical conditions that prevent them from safely taking the jab. In addition, according to official CDC guidelines, children under the age of 12 aren't supposed to take the shot. The World Health Organization has also said the Pfizer BioNTech jab is suitable for use by people aged 12 years and above. So Davis claims that the organization has consulted with doctors and medical professionals throughout the National Medical Advisory Council. It doesn't even make sense. I mean, that's true, right? See, because these devils ultimately, they don't need to make sense when ultimately they're steamrolling through an agenda. And that's exactly what's going on right now. Responding to decisions, actor Rob Schneider said he would permanently end his relationship with the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Make-A-Wish will only grant wishes to terminally ill children who are fully jabbed. While it's been an honor to work with this foundation over the years, if this policy is of discrimination of children is true, I will never work with them again, ever, tweeted Snyder. Right? And here he is. This is his, replying on that comment, right? And that's pretty much it, right? So what you're seeing here is you're seeing these people, starting to, gradually push forward this agenda little by little. Like I said again, first you're going to start seeing big corporations require this. You're already seeing, schools out there trying to make this a mandatory thing. Right now you have parents here in California suing the Los Angeles School Board for making jabs mandatory. Right? And again, this is going to continue on and on, but you got to remember, man, these devils, they own the legal system, and they're going to ultimately steamroll all these lawsuits, man, and they're going to pay out what they need to pay out, and they're going to, provide, immunity to whoever they need to, provide immunity to, as long as they get their agenda done, right? But they're not going to succeed in this agenda, as it tells you in the scripture. Let's read Job 20 and 23. When he is about to fill his belly, God shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right? And this is talking about the wicked that are in rulership at the end time, right? How before they get to accomplish their goal, right? And that goal ultimately is going to be to chip everybody, to rule the world, and ultimately to kill off the Israelites, that right when they're about to, succeed and be all happy and fill their belly, the Lord's going to destroy them, and he's going to pounce on them and bring forth the end time destruction, Armageddon. And that's going to ultimately destroy these devils, which will eventually lead them going into 1,000 years of slavery, and then eventually going extinct once they're exterminated. Right? And but again, these are just the prophecies and the end time events that we all have to live through. Okay, we've been warned about this, right? Showing that, telling us that people are going to get, more wicked as, we get closer to the end. This is 2 Timothy 3 and 13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Right? Because these seducers are things like the Make-A-Wish Foundation, these corporations, these universities, these people who are going to try to seduce you, right, with a free Big Mac meal, or a free lottery ticket, or free donuts and shit, right? They're the seducers and stuff, right? The corporations, the entities that are trying to make you follow the agenda of these devils, right? And they're going to only get worse, right? Like, we have a brother in the camp, Mahar. He always says, man, we haven't seen nothing yet, man. That, it's going to continue to get worse, right? And lo and behold, that brother's always right, man. There's always more wickedness that's going to come out, man. So again, we've been warned about what to do in this case, right? In the same chapter, right? It's 2 Timothy 3 and 5. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away, right? So these organizations out there who think they're out there to help you, that they want to help you, get the medicine you need, so that way, they could provide you with equity and free treatment. They've never given you free shit in your life, but now all of a sudden they're there at the front, right? The Bible tells you, man, that, that when there's trouble, lo and behold, there's going to be the wicked there first on the scene, right? And that's what these Edomites are doing, man. They're there pretending to help. But again, as the scripture tells us, never trust our enemies. And, contrary to popular beliefs, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, you indeed have enemies. And you may not even know it, man. And your enemies primarily are the so-called Caucasian race, the Edomites of the Bible, okay? Because you are the Israelites, you are the chosen seed that the God of the Bible, the High Holy Father, whose true Hebrew name is Yahweh, right? And has chosen to be His people, to be the sons of God, okay? So I just wanted to touch upon this, Aki. I just wanted to show you how much wickedness is being brought and how they're trying to lock down, more of the society, But, with all that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Kodesh. Double honors my teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the elect. Shalom.